unintentionally drew a slightly off circle and dropped it on the floor, then did the same again. It looked like his hand was shaking, but in reality, he was cheating. Mike had already placed the winning ticket inside the paper box beforehand. To make sure the judges wouldn't notice later, he had to act carefully to cover his tracks. Once he drew the fake ticket, he pretended to shake the box wildly, making the papers inside scatter all over the floor. This way, the real ticket would mix in with the others, creating the perfect illusion. While working hard to secure his win, Mike also had to make sure John didn't figure out his plan. After a long preparation process, he finally set up the trick: a pile of blank papers and one winning ticket. He announced that whoever found the winning ticket among them would be the winner. Mike asked the security guard to bring a container, but they brought a transparent bag and a briefcase instead. The bag was see-through, making it easy to spot the ticket, while the briefcase belonged to them, raising suspicions. To avoid any risk, Mike suggested using a paper box instead, since it had to be an unsealed box. The security guard had no choice but to go to the restroom to fetch one. This was all part of Mike's plan. The paper box in the restroom had already been tampered with. Pretending to be cautious, Mike thoroughly checked the box before handing it to John for verification. Once both confirmed it was fine, the security guard emptied out all the tissues inside, leaving only the empty box. Everything seemed to be going according to plan, until John suddenly proposed 3 conditions. First, to prevent cheating, no one was allowed to crumple the tickets, and before drawing, both players had to roll up their sleeves and show their hands to ensure nothing was hidden. Second, John requested to draw first. This didn't sit well with Mike's team, as the order should be decided by a game of rock paper scissors, but John countered, saying that he had already agreed to all of Mike's conditions, so he should be given this one privilege. If he wasn't allowed to go first, he wouldn't play at all.
Hearing this, Mike hesitated, but he figured John wouldn't be lucky enough to find the ticket anyway, so he reluctantly agreed. However, the third condition completely caught Mike off guard. John said that Mike's 20 million chips weren't enough for such a high-stakes game. The minimum bet had to be at least 100 million, and since Mike didn't have enough, he had to wager something personal.
As soon as John finished speaking, the security guard placed a mysterious item on the table. When Mike pulled back the cover, everyone was shocked. It turned out to be a finger. The higher the risk, the greater the reward. To raise the stakes even further, Mike's security team brought in stacks of cash instead of just writing a check, seeing a fortune that he could never earn in a lifetime. The temptation started to take over Mike's thoughts, but the moment he realized that losing meant facing serious consequences, he snapped back to reality. It wasn't just about money. Losing would also mean experiencing failure and suffering. Plus, his funds were running low. With only $1,000 monthly salary, reaching 100 million was impossible for him. After weighing the pros and cons, Mike finally agreed to John's terms.